we're going to entertain you. We're going to begin with our Cook Island congregation dancing to you and also Cook Island music. So give them a big hand.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
You could do it. Could do it.
The main island, and that's where we came from. So we're going to sing the song saying welcome to this home, Rarotonga. And now, because we have visitors from America, and now our boys and girls will come around and take you to dance with them. Let's go.
Brett, good.
Thank you for taking part in our dance.
Oh, you're very good.
Very good, and I hope that you enjoyed the show tonight. So, everyone, thank you.
Have you ever really wondered about the disciples? About what it was that made Jesus call those specific people? About what it was that made them say yes? Do you ever wonder if there were others that said no? Or if anyone changed their mind?
That's why we're here tonight, to look at those first followers of Jesus and explore what made them say yes to Jesus' call. We're going to try to demystify them, to humanize them, to connect with them.
And as we're doing that, we're going to look at our own calls, because God calls us still today. And we have the same choice of answering the call or not answering that the first disciples did.
Our hope is that by getting the disciples out of the dust of the past, by bringing them down off the pedestals that 20 centuries of ritual and worship has put them on, by looking at their humanity rather than their saintliness, we will see how much like us they are.
And our prayers that tonight, we will all be inspired once again by the miracles that God's love did so long ago and continues to do today in everyday, normal, ordinary lives.
All right, listen up. We're responsible for putting together the annual Living Last Supper scene for our Maundy Thursday service. I need 13 guys to do this. I need more than this. Come on. I need 12 disciples plus Jesus. This is a big responsibility and a real honor.
Question, why does it have to be guys?
Well, we're doing exact replication as we can of Leonardo's The Last Supper. That's a famous painting of Jesus and his disciples.
So?
Well, so they're all men.
Says who?
Says Leonardo. Says the Bible. Says, I don't know, God.
God says disciples have to be men?
Well, not disciples in general, but these disciples were men.
Says you.
No, it's not my idea. It's who Jesus called, and that's who Leonardo painted.
How do you know Jesus didn't call any women?
He did. He called all kinds of people, but the 12. His closest apostles were men. That's just the way it was.
How do you know?
It says so in the Bible.
How do you know the Bible is right? After all, it was written way after the fact. And by men, I might add.
Ashley, listen, I'm not going to get in this argument right now. I'm sure Jesus loved men and women and children and animals and everybody. But the fact remains, he called 12 men to be his disciples. That's who Leonardo painted, and that's what we're recreating.
But how do you know that's who Leonardo painted?
What on earth are you talking about?
Come on, haven't you read the Da Vinci Code? The Apostle John in that painting was really Mary Magdalene, a woman.
So, you'll believe a popular work of fiction over the Bible? Please!
Yeah, why not? It was better research and it doesn't have an agenda like the Bible.
Actually, everything has an agenda. Don't you forget that for a second. Listen, it doesn't look like we're going to have enough guys anyway, so there's no reason why a few girls can't play some of the parts. But the important thing is we get started on this, so we can do a good job. Now, who's interested? Great! You can be Peter. You'll make a good Andrew. You guys can be James and John. Here's our Philip. And Bartholomew. Oh, you'll make a great Thomas. Sorry, Daddy, anyways. Matthew. The other James. Thaddeus. The other Simon. And let's see. You can be Judas.
Judas? I have to be the traitor?
Just for the scene. Just for the scene. Now, all we need is Jesus and we're set. Now, don't take this too literally. You can be our Jesus.
Yeah, all right, I'm Jesus. Bow to me, bow to me.
I think you're a little unclear on the concept.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
And of course, the rest of you can help with sets and costumes and paintings and props. It's going to take everyone to make this scene.
Day by day.
your character, even if you never move.
How are we supposed to do that?
You have to really understand who your character is and be able to convey it through your facial expressions, your pose, your demeanor.
Without saying a word or moving a muscle?
Exactly.
Well, that seems kind of lame.
Well, you know, they say the true test of how good an actor you are is how well you can convey your character without even saying a word.
Who says that?
Well, it doesn't matter. But the point is, to be an effective part of this service, you need to convey the essence of your character.
The essence of our character? How are we supposed to know what that is?
It's up to you to find out. You need to decide what the disciple you portray was feeling that night, what they're like, their general personality, all that kind of stuff.
And we find that out where?
You might want to start with the original source of material, the Bible.
Great, I knew somehow she managed to turn this into Bible study.
Yeah, so much for having fun with this.
Give it a try. You might be surprised. Look up your disciples in the Bible and see how Leonardo depicted them. See if you can come up with an idea of who we're portraying. As a matter of fact, why don't we all do it? Those of you who have the sets, costumes, everyone, read the 4 Gospels and see what you can find out about these very first Christians.
I don't need the Bible to tell me who these guys were.
We probably wouldn't help much anyway.
Yeah, we know everything we need to know about the apostles. A bunch of self-righteous, super religious saints with no personal lives.
Chosen by the man of the 12. And look at us, we are the 12.
The chosen few, that's us for sure. Extraordinary, not like you. Living God's agenda, that's who. That's you. You're the new, chosen few, apostle of you.
Happy studying. I hope you learn lots and lots about these characters. to rehearsing the scene, let's talk about what you learned this week about your characters.
Well, first of all, it didn't seem like they were all that unusual. At least not at first.
Yeah, they were just ordinary guys, doing ordinary things.
Mostly simple fishermen, with a tax collector or two thrown in. Well, I'm supposed to be Peter. I always thought he was this super religious holy man who founded the church and all, but from what I read, it seemed like he was putting his foot in his mouth more than anything else.
Well, hey, Peter, I'm your brother Andrew.
Hey, we're brothers too. I'm John. I'm James.
Alright, guys, so tell me, what was it about us that made us so special? I mean, after reading about me in the Bible, I just seem such an ordinary guy.
Well, at least the Bible says something about you. It doesn't even mention me after it lists the disciples. Talk about ordinary. It seems like we're all pretty normal, everyday guys.
Well, yeah, who gave up everything to follow Jesus?
Yeah, besides that.
So what do you suppose Jesus saw in us? Why us?
Who knows? He was Jesus. He knew things we didn't. Or don't.
He must have seen something. After all, the whole church was built on.
Yeah, after what I read, it's amazing it got out of the first century at all.
But we believed in the message. We may have been normal, ordinary, bumbling, everyday guys, but we were also extraordinary because we were willing to go wherever he led us.
Ordinary, extraordinary people. That kind of sums it all up.
I'm dazed and amazed after having this chat to see where this group of apostles is at. We're different, we're quirky, they call us the norm. A more ordinary group has never been formed. But there's something different, there's something unique, something that makes us more sleek and less geek. We were chosen as special, picked out from all extraordinary people who would follow the call. Hit it, Dirk. Because we're extraordinary. We are, yeah. Extraordinary. We are, yeah. Extraordinary. We are, yeah. We are extraordinary. Extra, read all about it. Ordinary, read all about it. Extra, read all about it. Ordinary, read all about it. Extraordinary. We're light in the darkness, holy and sweet. Water in the desert where God's people meet. We're justice and passion, we're fishermen too. And we have a new heaven, all have the past and God's work to do. They say we're extraordinary. We are, yeah. Extraordinary. We are, yeah. Extraordinary. We are, yeah. We are extraordinary. Extra, read all about it. Ordinary, read all about it. Extra, read all about it. Ordinary, read all about it. Extraordinary.
But the mystery still stands about why it's us who were chosen from everyone with such little fuss. We're just plain disciples, we're people with sin. So now we must figure the question much bigger where we're to begin. They say we're extraordinary. We are, yeah. Extraordinary. We are, yeah. Extraordinary. We are,
Jesus. Ordinary people don't do that. Yeah, who would just leave everything behind and follow somebody they didn't even know? People who do that today are crazy.
Yeah, we're warned to stay away from them.
For good reason. You can't be too careful these days.
No kidding. If you're not, you're liable to wind up in some wacko cult or worse.
Well, then why do you suppose they did it?
Maybe nobody warned them.
Come on, warning or no warning, it's still weird to just blindly follow someone.
Maybe it was different back then. Maybe it was easier.
I don't know. They still had families and jobs and attachments. What would make them leave it all behind to follow Jesus?
It's hard to say what it was. I guess you had to be there. Somehow, we just knew.
James, back to work. We gotta get these nets fixed or we're not gonna catch anything else all day.
Okay, Dad. Hey, John, isn't that Simon and Andrew over there? Who's that with them?
I have no idea. How'd they manage to get off work today? Why aren't they on their boat, mending their nets, or out fishing on the lake? I thought their dad was a bigger slave driver than ours.
Well, it looks like they're coming this way.
James! John! It's him! It's the promised one! Come on, he wants you to join us!
Another promised one? Andrew, I thought you said John the Baptist was the promised one.
Oh, I thought he was. But he was pointing the way to this guy, to Jesus. The Baptist said so himself.
Andrew, you'd follow anyone.
Well, that's what I said at first too, James. But when Andrew told me about this guy, there was something different in his voice. He was so excited and he was going to explode. There is no way I can ignore my little brother.
John the Baptist said he was God's Passover lamb.
Hey, and then this morning, Jesus himself came to our boats and asked us to join him. He said we were going to start fishing for people.
Fishing for people? Oi! I think you two stepped off the wrong side of the boat. Now quit this nonsense and go back to your father and his boats. James and John, back to work.
But Zebedee, our father knows we're here. When he met Jesus, he knew we had to go with him. He gave us his blessing.
John, James, come on, we can't wait. Jesus is calling us.
Dad?
All right, go. Get it out of your system.
Thanks, Dad. We'll be back soon.
Don't be so sure of that. Just make sure you're following your heart in the right direction.
We're not sure of much, Zebedee, but that we are sure of. This is where our hearts have been leading us our entire lives.
I wish I could say what it was on that day that made me follow him. I wish I could know what inspired me to go and leave it all for him. All for him. Follow him. Follow him.
We wouldn't be here if we weren't sure. Now come on! This is what we've been waiting for!
How do you know? I thought John the Baptist was the one.
Even he says that Jesus is the real deal.
Really? So you're following this guy?
Absolutely! Philip, this is it!
Look, he's calling you.
He wants me to follow him? Huh. You know, Nathaniel's been hanging around John the Baptist too. He should join us too. And Nathaniel, you're not going to believe this, but I think we actually found the Messiah. Or, I guess he found us. He's calling us together to join him. Come on, this is it.
That guy? He doesn't look like a Messiah. Who is he? Where's he from?
He's Jesus. From Nazareth.
Nazareth? Right. You know what comes out of Nazareth? Beggars and tax collectors, that's what. Not Messiahs. Believe me, Phil, nothing good can come out of Nazareth.
Come on, Nathaniel, give it a chance. Simon and Andrew are with him, and James and John, and a lot of John the Baptist's other followers, too.
Philip, are you mental? What about our fishing business? We've barely gotten off the ground. If we leave now, it'll go belly up for sure.
Nathaniel, you know the fish will still be here if we decide to come back. But if we pass this chance up, there may never be another one.
I don't know. Nazarene?
Nathaniel, look at him. He's not like other Nazareth. He's not like anyone we've ever seen.
There is something vaguely familiar about him.
He says you're an honest man. A true Israelite.
Oh, come on. How could he know that? He's never even met me. He's just trying to con us, Philip. I can't believe you're falling for this.
He says he watched you sitting under a fig tree a while back. He knows you, Nathaniel. He knows all of us.
He watched me. He knows me. And he's calling me. Maybe you're right. Maybe this is the one we've been waiting for.
What are you doing here? There's no place for a Roman Pontiff tax collector here.
Jesus called me too, Simon.
Jesus called you, I think you got the wrong number. We're starting a revolution to overthrow people just like you.
Jesus called me, and that's all I know. Just like you, I couldn't say no.
You're a traitor. He came to save us from you.
How do you know he didn't come to save us from you?
Because he's Israel's Messiah. Your Rome's lapdog, he wouldn't call you.
He looked me in the eye. While I was in the middle of collecting taxes at my tax booth, I might add, and said, come follow me. And afterwards, he came over to my house for a party with my friends and me.
He partied with you and your Roman-loving friends? No way.
Way! And when the Pharisees freaked out about it, he told them to chill. He said he came here for people just like me, to teach love, not religion.
Well, he told me he was here to bring the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God, not of some Roman pretender. You serve the pretenders. Jesus is a fraud, and so are you.
Simon, give it a rest. Jesus called Matthew just like he called you, just like he called me.
What kind of revolution could include me and him? This doesn't make any sense.
Well, I agree with you on that. This doesn't make any sense at all. But he called us, and we're following him. All we can do is hang on for the ride. So are you with us?
Andrew, I'm committed to the revolution. I'm committed to freeing our people.
Simon, I think Jesus is committed to the same thing. But I also think that he's here to free us from more than just the Roman occupiers. He's here to free us from whatever's keeping us from God.
But that would be the Roman occupiers.
Well, that may be. But there's going to be some reason why he called you and Matthew, a bunch of fishermen like my brother and me, and the women and so many other outcasts to the same revolution. All we can do is follow along and see what this is all about. So are you in?
Well, I guess so.
Then
let's go.
Somehow, this diverse group gelled pretty quickly. We got together with Jesus and seemed to form a really tight group.
Yeah, they did. They got together and immediately to heal and preach and teach Jesus.
It must have been so amazing to be a part of that first band of disciples.
No kidding, they came with so many different experiences, and Jesus called them for a new purpose.
Peter seems like he emerged as a leader right away.
He seemed like the biggest loudmouth of the bunch to me.
Hey!
Well, you know it's true.
You were always putting your foot in your mouth.
So, what's the deal with his name? His real name was Simon, right?
Yeah, but Jesus renamed him.
Probably because it's too confusing with all those Simons running around.
Whoa! Jesus called me the Rock because he chose me to build his church on. Are you sure it wasn't because you sank like a rock when you tried to walk on water?
Or because you wish you could crawl under a rock after you denied him 3 times?
I thought it was because you always had the grace and salty of a rock. Always crashing your head, never thinking, just blundering on like a boulder rolling down the hillside.
All right. I get your point. You know, I was pretty proud that Jesus chose me as his most trusted disciple. But I have to admit, I don't always get why he chose me. I always tried to do the right thing, but things seem to come out wrong.
Like the walking on water thing. The seas were choppy that day.
Jesus had told us to go ahead. He said he'd catch up.
We weren't sure how he was going to do that since he didn't have a boat.
But he was Jesus. Who's going to argue with him?
Guys, we've been out here for hours. How is Jesus ever going to find us?
Don't worry about him. I'm more worried about how we're going to make it back to shore. These waves are getting bigger and bigger, and we're miles out.
Hey, what's that?
It's a ghost.
It's a mermaid.
It's Nemo.
No, it's Jesus. He's walking on water. Everything will be okay. He'll save us.
Hey, Peter, he's calling to you. He wants you to walk out to him.
Well, if you say so, Lord. Huh. Hey, everybody, check it out. I'm walking on water. I can walk on water. I can walk on water. I can walk on water. Hold on. I can't walk on water. I can't even swim. Jesus! Jesus! Jesus, save me! Oh, thank God I'm okay. Thank you, Jesus. You saved me. You saved me. That incident kind of summed up the life of Jesus. Some of the highest highs, when I was walking on the water, and then some of the lowest lows, like when I sank to the bottom. Each time I think I would get it, and then immediately realize I didn't even get it at all. Like one time, on the river Caesarea Philippi, he asked us who he thought he was.
You're Elijah.
You're John the Baptist.
You're Gandalf.
He's not Gandalf. He's one of the Dumbledore.
Same difference.
Same difference. Are you kidding me? You're the Christ, the Messiah, the promised one. I got it right. And even though Jesus told me not to tell anyone, I could see the look of admiration and appreciation in his eyes as he looked at me. But that's when he told us that he had to suffer and be humiliated and die. No! Never! I would never let that happen! And that's when he called me Satan. And once again, I sunk down into the waters of my humanity. last time. When I cut off the ear of the temple guard that night, trying to protect Jesus, he told me to put my sword away. That violence wasn't the answer. That same night, I denied even knowing him. I wasn't much of a rock that night. Yet somehow, through it all, he saw me for not only who I was, but for what I could be. And he never stopped calling me his rock. Well, yes, you were mine, and I sat on the fly, and the legend of the prophet, the Messiah, God, and he said, shh, and I never asked mine. Here, 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 you're the rock, come and roll with me. You're a sign of Stevens, whatever, you're ahead of the block. I'm the one who know you see, who don't really know, now when Jesus offers the beer. I used to only walk once off the land. To once in a while, put all my trust into the man. Well, I walked in the same game, I heard his command. Don't be afraid, I put your faith in my hand. Why did you doubt me? And I said, you can. Whoa! Here, 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 here. You're the rock, come and roll with me. You're excited to see this, whatever, you're ahead of the block. I'm the one who really see the devil, and I really want them. And Jesus offers the beer. And Jesus all rock.
It wasn't just Peter who didn't always get it. According to what I read, there were times when none of them did.
Yeah, lots of times.
It kind of gives you hope for us.
Well, why is that?
Well, if they argued so much about who was right and who was better and who was the true follower, and they were right there with them, how can we expect to do any better?
I see your point.
I don't know if that should give us hope or despair.
Yeah, how can we ever expect to get it? They didn't, and they're right there.
Exactly. We're so if we don't hear from it, we don't have a chance.
So what's the point of even trying?
The point is that God doesn't give up on us. Just like the first disciples, we may not always get it, but God's patience is limitless.
Good thing.
I don't know. If it was hard for them, it seems like it's impossible for us.
What was hard for them was exactly what's hard for us. It's no different.
Right. The hard thing was, and still is, wanting to go back to doing things the way we want to do things, not God's way.
But Jesus never stopped showing them a better way, a different way.
James? John?
Yes, Mother?
Now listen, you two. We've been traipsing all over Galilee following this guy. And meanwhile, your father's left all alone, tending to the fishing business all by himself.
He's not getting any younger, you know.
But Mom, Jesus called us. We've got to keep following him.
Well, that's all fine and dandy, but what have you got to show for it?
What do you mean?
I mean, after all this following and listening and healing and such, you ought to be the first two on the guest list for heaven.
Well, Mom, I'm pretty sure Jesus has something special in mind for us. After all, we are part of the inner circle.
Part of the inner circle? So what? You know, I just thought you'd become doctors and open a practice in Miami together.
But Mom, can't you see this is way more important than becoming a doctor? This is about our souls. This is about salvation.
Well, then I'm going to have a talk with this Jesus character and make sure he's taking care of my boys.
What are you going to ask for?
I'm going to ask him to sit you at the right and the left side of the Father. Nothing but the best salvation for my boys.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am. My boys, the favorites.
They're not. I'm the favorite one.
You're nothing. I'm the rock.
Oh, brother. Here we go with that whole rock thing again. I'm so sick of that.
Yeah, Rock. Maybe you ought to become a professional wrestler instead of a disciple.
Doesn't matter. I'm Jesus' favorite.
You? I can kill 7 people before you finish your breakfast.
Excuse me? What are you guys talking about? I'm the one Jesus called the true Israelite.
My boy's the favorite.
No, I am. He called me first.
Sorry, Jesus.
Things happened on that day as we walked
of Jesus of Nazareth, be healed.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
I'm healing this person? What does it look like?
You can't do that.
Says who?
Says us. We're the official disciples.
The official disciples? You got ID? Do you have badges?
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. We got Jesus. He picked us. I didn't see you there.
I didn't need to be there. I heard about it, and I thought it sounded like a good idea, so I started healing people too.
Yeah, we heard about it, and we came to her, and she healed us.
Well, you need to stop. Why should she stop? She's doing good. She healed me.
Me too.
She's not sanctioned by Jesus, and she doesn't even have a license. Your healing does not have the approval. Well, I'm healed. That's all I know.
Yeah, I was in UMass early in life.
Your healing needs to come from an official source, or it doesn't count.
Doesn't count? Who's keeping score?
We are. God is.
That's ridiculous. Healing is healing. You can't argue with results.
You're playing with fire. You have no idea what you're doing.
Maybe, but we're healed.
Come on, guys. We better catch up. But we're telling Jesus about what you're doing, and you're gonna be sorry.
Okay, well tell him hi for me. You're not going to be smiling much longer. Jesus is going to smite you, you poser!
Man, I can't wait to see what Jesus does to those guys. Healing in his name? What nerve.
So, these people who haven't even met Jesus have enough faith to heal in his name?
Right, and its own followers tried to shut them down.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. It seems like the disciples don't have as much faith as the people who haven't even met Jesus. How does that work?
I don't know. Things just keep getting turned upside down.
Upside down and inside out. Just makes me dizzy.
I guess all we can do is keep hanging on for the ride. You better go catch up.
Hey, look, a village. I'm tired. Let's get some water and rest here.
Hey, those guys are drinking our water.
Who do you think you are, stupid Israelite?
Excuse me, that's village water. Villagers only. You can't drink that.
I beg your pardon. You don't have to pay anything. Just step into the well and no one gets hurt.
That's Samaritan water, bucko, not for the likes of you.
Hey, do you guys have any idea who we are? We're working for Jesus to head to Jerusalem to heal.
Yeah, I know exactly who you are. And there's not enough water here for us and the likes of you. Now take a hike.
If you really knew who we were, you wouldn't be so rude. We're working for God. Yeah, well, let God be so on it. This is our water. Get lost.
You guys are miracle workers. Make your own water.
Wait till Jesus hears about this. There is going to be some serious smiting going on here.
Seriously, maybe he'll turn her into a pillar of salt.
Or maybe he'll flood the whole village out.
Or maybe he'll set a plague of locusts on this place.
Maybe he'll bring down lightning bolts and incinerate the whole village.
Boom!
Yeah, they'll be sorry they ever messed with us.
You probably guessed it. No smiting, no lightning bolts. Jesus nicknamed James and me Sons of Thunder. I thought that was pretty cool. I had images of God's mighty thunder rumbling through the villages in the countryside, striking the fear of God into everyone in its path, and causing the sinners to turn their hearts to God and prepare for the coming kingdom. It didn't occur to me that maybe Jesus was teasing us. Not at the time anyway, but as I look back on it, every step of the way, Jesus would counter our bluster with love. No, he said gently, we wouldn't be raining down fire on the inhospitable Samaritans. Love your enemy. No, we wouldn't be rebuking the wannabes casting out demons in his name. Love your neighbor. And did we really think that we could handle the responsibility of sitting on either side of the master? the first will be last, and the last will be first. Eventually, I got it. We would change the world, but not with fire and brimstone. We would change the world with love. It was God's love that would rain down. God's kingdom is a place of never-ending, unconditional love. It's what he told us all along. It just took me a while to get it. But once I did, it was all I could talk about.
being reminded.
That sounds familiar.
What do you mean?
Well, isn't that what we keep doing? We keep trying to prove that we're the ones who have it right, that we're the favored ones.
Everywhere we look, someone else is becoming a monopoly on the truth. And anyone who disagrees is out.
We want to exclude the ones who don't see it our way, who think about things differently from us.
And too many of us work really hard to make sure our interpretation of the truth is the only one that's heard.
But that's just human nature. It's the way in our schools, it's the way in our churches, it's the way in our politics and government, it's the way in life. It's the way that God made us.
God made us stubborn and self-righteous?
No, God made us human, which does sometimes include stubbornness and self-righteousness.
Way too often.
Well, God wants to see something more. It may be the worst part of our nature, but God tried to tell us that it doesn't have to be the part of our nature that wins.
That's what Jesus was trying to tell the disciples all along. That God's kingdom is available to everyone, right where they are, no matter who they are.
Even though they argued about it and got making position, Jesus patiently kept reminding them that God's kingdom position doesn't matter.
The first will be last, and the last will be first, right?
Yeah, something like that.
But that takes an incredible amount of faith, like you said, more than most humans are capable of.
Yeah, with us, it's usually more like the first will be first, and the first got here first, and the rest of you will just have to take care of yourself.
But it doesn't have to be like that.
But it is.
Too often, for sure, but not always.
That's the whole point of Jesus' message. And the disciples struggle to get it. We don't have to settle for the way things have always been.
Or the way our culture teaches us to be. I guess that's what all those signs and wonders were all about, really.
The healings, the miracles, the amazing things that happened in Jesus' presence. They were all to point the way to God, and to God's radical new way of love and grace.
Oh man, we've been here for hours and there is nothing to eat.
Is that all you can think about? Your stomach? Jesus is preaching. What else matters?
How can I hear him preaching with my stomach rumbling so loudly?
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry too. They should have thought of this. Hey, you're one of Jesus' disciples. How come you guys didn't plan for this?
Yeah, it's lunchtime. Where's Starbucks?
Hold on just a sec. Let me see what I can do. What are we gonna do? The crowd is getting restless.
What can we do? There are probably 5,000 people here. It would take a whole month's wages to buy them lunch.
Plus, we don't exactly have wages since we became disciples. Remember?
Oh yeah, I forgot. So what should we do?
Well, hey, look. There's a kid with a basket with some bread and fish in it.
2 fish and 5 loaves of bread for 5,000 people? I think your mouth is a little fuzzy.
Hey, look, Jesus is passing out food. Now you can quit your griping.
Cool. Out of my way, I want to get some before it runs out.
Jesus is giving away the kids' food, and he's not running out.
Some are even look back for seconds.
He wants us to gather the leftovers. Let's go.
Faith wasn't big enough. Jesus showed us that nothing is impossible with God.
Their faith wasn't big enough? Whose faith is big enough to believe in miracles like that?
I don't know. I saw it with my own eyes, and I'm still having trouble believing it.
We've been with him for a couple of years now. It seems like every day something like this happens.
Yeah, there's always something to remind us that with Jesus, it's all about complete, unconditional, all-encompassing faith. It's the kind of faith we have. But it's so hard for us.
There's so many things that get in the way. So many obstacles to having that kind of faith.
The first step is believing in that kind of love Jesus has for us.
And what kind of love is that? Complete, unconditional, all-encompassing love.
If we can believe in that kind of love, we can have that kind of faith.
Well, I don't know. It's so hard. I want to have it. I really do. I just don't know if my faith will ever be big enough.
The more we follow Jesus, the more we have to learn. A new surprise for all the nights he does at every turn. Each time we think we get it, we soon find we don't know. Our faith
hair dryer and my makeup, and I definitely need some more clothes other than these dusty old things.
And maybe I should bring my iPod and a couple of books, in case there's some downtime.
That's okay. I want to go load up on some granola bars and peanut butter and crackers, just in case they don't feed us.
Or in case all they serve us is Vegemite.
So, when we get our bathing suits, will there be an Oasis on the way?
We better bring them just in case.
And how about dress clothes? Will we be going to any formal occasions? Bat mitzvahs, weddings, anything like that?
Wait, but guys, did you hear what he said?
What?
He said to keep it simple. He said not to load ourselves down with stuff. He said that we're the only equipment we'll need. He said to travel light and to not be an imposition on anyone.
Well, I guess I can forget the granola bars.
I don't really need my iPod.
I guess these clothes are okay.
He's sending 70 of us out to heal and to spread God's love.
How are we supposed to do that? We don't have the power.
He's giving us the power. He's giving us the authority. It comes from God. We all have it. We just need to learn how to use it.
I guess we just have to have bigger faith. Nothing is impossible for God.
Signs and wonders and signs. These are the signposts of God's great design, pointing us to the miraculous way of life that God calls us to every day. Signs and wonders abound, wonders and signs all around. Signs and wonders for all to see. You are the wonder to me. When Jesus cast demons out into the sea, He was casting and loved to transform you and me. When Jesus filled baskets with fish and with bread, He was filling our hearts with God's love to be spread. Signs and wonders abound, wonders and signs all around. Signs and wonders for all to see. You are the wonder to me. Cast out all our fears, raise our hope from the dead. Feed our deep hunger with your living bread. Free up our spirits and open our minds, so we'll see your wonders and signs. Signs and wonders abound, wonders and signs all around. Signs and wonders for all to see. You are the wonder to me. You are the wonder to me.
You know, all these signs and wonders are fine, but they really don't prove anything.
Thomas, what are you talking about?
Well, they all have natural explanations. People delude themselves, talk themselves into miraculous healings. People will see almost anything they want to see because they want to believe.
But Thomas, isn't that what having faith is all about?
Well, sure, but blind faith just leads us to problems. I need some proof. I've heard all the stories, I've heard the reports. I'm just not so sure that this is what it purports. I've thoroughly enjoyed all the love and good-gooding, but now I must say that the proof's in the pudding. I need to touch, I need to feel before I know that this is real. so big. They say I lack faith, but I'm just being wise. I'm a disciple with wide open eyes. I need to touch, I need to feel before I know that this is real. I need some proof, this is no smooth, that Jesus is the real deal. I have reviewed it, you need to prove it, not to be, but prove it. I won't be moved until you prove. So prove it, just prove it. Just prove it. Prove it. Just prove it. Prove it. Just prove it.
Thomas, I have a feeling if you stick with us and keep paying attention, you'll have all the proof you need.
Or better yet, you'll have enough faith that you don't need proof.
That would be nice. We'll see.
You guys, I've been studying the stories of the disciples, and I still don't believe that there are any of them that are like me.
David, nobody's like you. You're one of a kind.
What do you mean by that?
Only good things. Only good things. You're unique.
We're all unique.
Of course we are. But how are we supposed to model ourselves after these first disciples when we really don't know that much about them to begin with?
That's right. A lot of us don't have anything to go on for our characters. All we know is that Jesus called us, and the Bible barely mentions us again.
Yeah, the Bible really only tells us about half of them. The other half barely even get mentioned.
They aren't even called the same names all the time. I mean, sometimes I'm Thaddeus, sometimes I'm Judas, sometimes I'm Jude.
Hey dude, don't make it bad.
Like I haven't heard that one before.
Well, at least you don't have the Les tagged onto the end of your name. How would you like to go through history known as the Les?
There are a lot more followers who don't get mentioned at all. That's right. He sent 70 of us out with the 12 to preach and teach in Hill. Our names aren't even listed in the Bible.
Hold on a minute, guys. We have to remember for a second that it's not about getting your name mentioned, or getting noticed, or achieving status or power. It's about being part of what God's doing in the world.
God sees who we are and what we're doing. God knows our name.
Feels the longing passion of our
some women who were always there too.
And they're also named.
Yeah, mostly Mary. There's Mary, Jesus' mother, Mary, the sister of Martha and Lazarus, and Mary, the follower from Magdala.
They were there every step of the way. They were clearly some of the most important disciples.
Then weren't they listed in the same way? Why don't we talk about them when we talk about the disciples?
Remember, it's not about status. That's our notion, not God's. Jesus clearly included them in everything.
They seem to be the ones with the biggest faith.
They were. They were the ones who always stayed with him, even when he was on the cross.
And they were the first witnesses to the resurrection.
You can't tell the story of the followers of Jesus without telling the story of the Marys. I'm Mary of Magdala. You call me Mary Magdalene. I'm one of the most misunderstood and misrepresented people in the Bible. Somehow, the story has gotten told that I'm a woman of ill repute. Someone, somewhere along the way, got me confused with somebody else. I was simply one of Jesus' earliest, most devoted followers.
The thing about Jesus is he treats us all like we're special. It doesn't matter how society has labeled us. Jesus tells us we're God's precious children.
We may not be welcome to speak at the temple. We may not have a vote at town meetings. We might not be able to be priests or Pharisees. Jesus didn't give out any balance.
There are no outcasts in Jesus' world, in God's kingdom. That's why we're his followers too.
We were there on Easter morn.
spent his time trying to teach us about what it meant to be followers of this God he knew.
It was so different than we had ever thought of God before.
We were so conditioned to think in terms of status, of right and wrong, of in and out.
And Jesus turned everything upside down. The person with the greatest status was the least among us.
And what was right was loving even our enemies. And what was wrong was hating and excluding.
Every step of the way, he was trying to make sure we got that. Throughout everything, he never gave up. Never stopped trying to show his followers this radical new way.
When our faith wavered, his love never did.
When we fell short, he picked up the slack.
He never grew tired of showing us the way.
Even at our last meal together, the night before they took him away, he started out by washing our feet.
No way! You're not washing my feet. You're Jesus the Messiah. I'll wash your feet.
Peter, don't you see? He's here to show us what it means to serve, what it means to love each other.
Well, then if that's what it takes, he can wash my whole body.
It's not necessary, Peter. Just let him do what he set out to do.
And do it for each other, like he says.
And it was in that room, around that table, that it finally became clear to them.
This was ultimately going to be up to them. Jesus was not going to be here much longer, at least not physically.
It was a painful, confusing, difficult night. Jesus knew that I had betrayed him, and he announced it to the rest of the group. I felt completely backed into a corner by my choices. I didn't see then what else I could do.
Jesus told me that I would betray him 3 times. Of course I denied it. How could I betray my Lord? And with the hours, I was denying even knowing the man who would change my life.
Even in the midst of the pain and sorrow that Jesus was feeling, he couldn't stop talking about love. He told them to love each other with the same kind of love that he was showing them. He told them to think of him and God as their friend, their constant companion, and he told them to never stop being friends to each other.
We came to that table expecting a Passover meal.
We knew that it would be a memorable meal for sure. Every experience with Jesus was memorable. But we had no idea that this meal would be remembered for all time.
We didn't know that this was Jesus preparing us to carry on when he was gone.
Sacrifice for me. God's love is far more complete and far-reaching than we could ever comprehend.
We remember that choosing to follow Him means choosing to live by that same love, that same willingness to give everything to ensure that everyone knows that love.
Jesus invited all of us to join in and invites us still. We are all invited to share in the remembering, to share in the story, to share in the living word. As we share God's gifts together, let us always remember the source of those gifts. Whether gathered around the communion table or the dinner table, whether in worship or at work, wherever we are, let us remember that through God's love, we are all connected to each other, all in creation, with our God.
Listen now and hear my word. Sacred stories must be heard. Life fulfilled and life renewed. Hear the message sent for you.
So now what? We've learned all this about the first disciples. Other than do a better job on the living Last Supper, what difference does it make?
Well, for me, the difference is knowing that these guys weren't these ridiculously unattainable ideals of humanity, but people a lot like us.
Yeah, normal, everyday, ordinary people called to do extraordinary things.
Yeah, just like us in every way. Other than the fact that Jesus looked up to them and told them to follow him. I don't know about you, but that hasn't happened to me today.
How do you know?
Have you seen Jesus walking by lately?
Maybe not literally, but that doesn't mean Jesus isn't still calling us to follow.
Yeah, look at his resurrection appearances. Even his closest disciples got always lost in the crucifixion.
And then when Jesus appeared to them, most of them didn't recognize him at first.
They thought that with him gone, the movement was over.
They didn't realize it was just beginning. But then he appeared to them in the upper room, and the road to Emmaus, and on the mountaintops, and the beaches where they fished. And his message was basically the same.
What was that?
But it was up to them, up to us. On the beach, he told Peter to feed his sheep. In the upper room, he told them to have faith. And on the mountaintop, he told them to tell the world.
And that's what we're being called to do. Tell the world.
Tell the world what?
That God is love, and that God loves the world. That we should love each other with that same love. That love is a better way.
That no one can run so far that they run away from God's love. God's love will find them.
And even though we argue about stupid things and keep fighting over who has it right, that's not God's best plan for us.
Those arguments are about our own insecurities and our own misunderstandings.
Right.